Hello everyone, welcome to Clashing Coder. So in this video we will see the question 55 on the lead code, that is jump game. So this is a medium level question and one of the most liked question in the lead code. So let's see the problem statement. So given an array of non-negative integers, you are initially positioned at the start index or the first index of the array. Each element in the array represents your maximum jump length at that point. So determine if you are able to reach the last index or not. So I will explain you what is a problem statement. So this is the array that we are given and we are told that initially we are at the starting index or the first index, and we have to find whether we are able to reach to the last index of the array or not. We have to return true or false. How we can how we have to approach. So if you see, this is 2, so that means we can take 2 steps from this index, that is 2. We can go to from 0th index we can go to first index and or the second index. You can see we can take 2 steps, and for this 3, so that means we can take 3 steps. That means we can take 3 jumps, or we can jump 3 elements directly, or 2 elements directly. You can see 1 and 4, so we will simply reach to 4. So this is what we have to do. So we have to find if it is possible to complete the jumps and reach to the nth index or the last index or not. Otherwise we have to return false. So let's see some examples and I will explain you how to approach this question. So actually if you see, this is the same example as lead code. So let's see. So these are the indices. These are 0 1 2 3 4 0 to 4 indices, and these are our array elements that we have. Also I will explain again. So we have to reach to the last index from this point. So we have to check if we can, starting from the starting index, we can reach to last point or not. So for reaching to last point, we at least we need 0, more than 0 value at the first index. You can check if there is a 0 value on the first index, that means we cannot start only. So how we can reach the last index? So we can simply return false. But if it is possible, that means we are given more than 0 value at any particular so the starting index, that means we can start the path, and we will have to see for it if it is possible or not. So if you see now, here 2 is there, so that means we can make 2 jumps. We can either go to 3 or either we can go to directly from 2 to 1. That means we are jumping 1 element and we are reaching to 2. We can go to 2 positions ahead. If you see for 3, we can go from we can go to 1, or we can go to again this third index, and or we can directly reach to the end of the array. So that means there is a path possible. If you see, if we go to first index, it will go let us to go to this second index, actually 0th index, then first index, and at the first index we have the value 3 or the jump value 3. So that means we can directly jump 3 indices, so we will reach the end of the array. So that means there is a path possible. If you see in this example, so in this example, these are also the indices and these are the elements that we have to see for. So now if you see, this 3 is there, so that means there is we can start from this position actually. So now we will see, so from 3 we can go to either 2, or either we can go to 1, or either we can go to 0. So if we go to 2, or if we go to first of all, let's see this case. If we go from 3 to 0, we directly jump from 3 to 0, that means we will reach to 0 value. So it won't be possible from to jump from this index, so we won't be able to reach to this last index. So that is not possible. If you see, we go to 2, so from 3 we go to 2. So let me erase this actually, so I will explain you better. So now if we go to we cannot go to 0, as we saw. From 3 if we go to 0, we won't be able to reach the end. So now if from 3 we go to 2, then we can jump 2 steps, so it will be 1 or 0. So if we reach to 0, that means again we cannot go ahead. So now again from 2 also, if we go to 0, we won't be able to go anywhere ahead. So if we from 2 we go to 1, then 1 will again have only 1 jump, so that means again it will reach to 0. So that means again we are getting 0. If at any point we reach to 0, that means we cannot travel from that point ahead, so we won't be able to jump because we have 0 value or 0 jump value. So that means from if we go from 3 to 2, then also we are not able to reach to the last index. If we go from 3 to 0, then also we are not able to reach the last index. Let's try the last possibility, that is from 3 to 1. If we go from 3 to 1, then again 1 is only 1 jump, so that means we will reach again to 0. That means we are not able to reach this point where we have to reach. So we are not able to reach the last point, that means we will have to return the false. So that means no possibility is there. Now if you see, the basic solution that anyone can think of is like we can simply traverse all the solutions, all the possible solutions. So actually we can do it recursively or using backtracking, but it will be taking a lot of time. If you see now for 3, like if we have 3, So from 0th index, let me write again. So from 0th index, we have 3 value. That means we have 3 value. This is a value. So that means we can jump from 0 to first index. We can jump from 0 to second index, and we can jump from 0 to third index. So it will be actually forming the tree. And now if you see, the value at 1 is 2. This is the value at 1. So now from 1 we can go to the second index, or we can go to the third index. So again it is forming a tree. So we will have to traverse all the possible solutions. So actually it will call for all the jumps which we can try. But if we at any point we get true, then we will return it. Otherwise, if the recursion is over, then we can return false if we are not able to reach any point, or if we get this 0 value. So this will be taking a lot of time. Using the backtracking also, it will take a lot of time, because we are checking all the possibilities for a particular value. If you see, if you saw in the starting also, I told you, like if we go from 3 to 2, if we go from 3 to 1, if we go from 3 to 0, so then we have to traverse all the possible paths. So that will be taking a lot of time. So now let's see the approach that we are going to use, or the greedy approach that we are going to use. So actually if you see, let me resist. So if you see, this is a pseudocode. Actually I will explain you the pseudocode with the again with the diagram, so running on this example. So now if you see, in this example, let's see again. So if you see here, so if you see here, now this was for example the 2 example, that was this. So now if you see, when we reach from 2, so that means we can extend our jumping path to this point. So at least we can reach to this point from 2. Now if you see, we reach to 3. So from 3 we can reach to directly to the end. So we will extend our window type structure to here. So that means we have to keep the count of maximum index that we can reach from a particular point. If it is greater than the previous point, from 2 we were able to reach 2 at max, the second index. But from 3 we can reach max at the 4th index, so which is greater than 2. So we will simply update the count variable, or the variable that we are using, the result variable, to 4, because we have the maximum possibility to reach to 4. Now this was the one thing. Now this is the basic approach that we have to think of for the this main solution. If you see, one more observation, if you carefully observe, if we have no 0 at any index, that means there will be every for 100% sure there will be a path possible, because if you don't have 0 at any index, that means you can at least take one step, because it is it is not 0, that means it will be greater than 0. So that means at least one value we will get. So that means we can simply return true. If there exists 0 at some point, then we will have to check. If there is no 0, if for example here it was 1, so then there would be a path possible, because if we reach 1 here, then we go to this index, then we can again reach the last index. So if we get 0 at any point, so we will have to check for the solution if it is possible or not. So now let's see the algorithm. So actually this is the algorithm. So now if you see, we will create a max reach. So that was actually the count I was telling about. So max reach. So first of all, we will initialize to 0. Okay, we will initialize to 0. Now we have to traverse whole array from I is equal to 0 to n minus 1. That will be this index 7, 0 to 7. So now we have to check if the max value of is less than I. So actually I is also 0 and max value is also 0. So it is not less than I. So I is at this point now. So I is not less than 0. So that means we should not return false. So now if we I told you we have to extend our window as for the maximum jumps that we can do. So if you see, now we are doing that thing, max reach is equal to max of max reach, which was the previous value, which was 0, and the current value will be that particular index, which is 0, plus the array of the value at that index, that will be 1. So we can go to 1. That means we can at least jump once. So max will be updated to 1. So if you see carefully, we are just counting how much maximum indices we can jump or we can reach from that particular point. So that value can be counted if you are at this point, that is at 2. So the maximum jump you can do from this point, or you can reach from this point, will be 2, because you have reached here. We are including this, so you have reached here. So 2 plus the value at that index, which will be 1. So we can reach to third index at max from this point. You can see we will only be able to reach if we go to 2. So if we go to here 2, then we can only we are having one value. So that means we can only go to third index. So that was also one observation. So now our I was here. So now we will increment our I will come here now. So I is at 1 and our max is also 1. So that means this condition is again not true. At any point if our max becomes less than I, so that means we are not able to traverse the whole array, or like not able to reach the end of the array, because our max has got less than I. So we will return false. We will observe that. So actually if you see, now our max reach is 1. So if you see, our I was here, so we will simply update the max reach to, in this condition we will check max reach previous was 1, now current will be 1 plus 2, which will be 3. So now our max reach will become 3. It will become 3. So let me write again. So our max reach is 3 again. Oh, okay, 3. So now I will come here. So that means we are now we have only one possibility, or like possibility to reach the array, because our max index is greater than I. So I is 2, max index is 3. So now again we will reach to this condition. Actually now we will update the max value. So let's see, at 2 we actually 2 plus 1 will be 3. So it is again 3. So that means we don't have to update our max reach. It will be staying same as it was. So previous max or the current value that we are getting. Now I will come here. So I will be here. So it will be 3. 3 is not less than 3. So that means this condition is again false. Now we will again update our previous max and we will try to extend our window if it is possible. So current value, this index value is 3. You can see I, the index value, and the value from which like the max index till which we can reach from 3 will be 3 plus the value at 3, that is 3. So we can reach 6. At least we can reach the max that we can reach from this index will be 6. If you see, we have reached here, then only we are checking for this index. So 3. Now from 3 we can jump till 3. We can do 3 jumps. So it will be from 3 to 4, for 4 to 5, and 5 to 6, or directly from 3 to 6. So we will having 6. Now we will update our max to 6. So again we will check. I will come at this index and we will check if 4 is less than 6, or actually 6 is less than this ith index. No, 4, this condition is again false. Now again our max reach will become max of this 6 and this 6 as a previous value, or the current value that we are getting, 4 plus 2, which will be 6. So it is 6. So we don't have to update it. Now again let me erase this unnecessary stuff. So our max value is actually 6 now. So our max value is 6. Now we are at this index. So we are at this index. So again if you check, it is not less than this index. So yeah, this condition is again false. So we will update our max value, which will be 5 plus 4, which is 9. It will be 9. So that means we can if we have reached this index, we can again do 9 jumps, but that won't be that will be out of our array size. So now again update this max reach to 1. If we have actually got the max reach to 1, you can always know if max reach is greater than the length of the array, then we can simply return true, because you can see we have 9 like jumps we can do from this point. Actually from this point you can see we can do 4 jumps, or you can see we can do maximum of 9 jumps, like maximum 9 jumps. So 9 is greater than 7. So that means we can traverse whole array, or jump over the whole array, and then also we will be left with 2 jumps. So that means we have jumps in excess. So there will be a path possible. So again if we try to traverse array, we will get the true. So actually in this condition, if this value at any point it gets true, then we will return false, otherwise we will return true at the end. So now let's see when will our value get 0, then what we'll do. So if you see, okay, so let's see this example only. So let me copy this example. Actually we will use this smaller example, so without wasting time. So if you see this example, so in this our max value will be, so I will write max here, max reach. So max reach at first is 0. So now if you see max reach at first is 0, so now at with this index we will check if it is less than 0. So no, it is not less than 0. So now we will update it to 0, max of the previous value that we're getting 0, and the current value that will be the index plus the value at that, or the jumps that we can do, that will be 3. So it will be updated to 3. So now our max is 3. So now again it is not less than the index. So no, it is not less than that index. So we won't return false. So now again update the max. So it will be the previous value plus the or the this 1 plus index plus its value, that will be 2. So it will be again 3. So it will stay as it is 3. So now we will check it will be string 3. Let me write it. So we are like iterating. So now I will come here. So it will again check this condition is false. So now we can update the max value. So it will be like 2 plus 1, which is again 3. So now our previous value was also 3, so it will stay as it is. Now at this point, if you see, this max value is 3 and this is also 3, so this condition is again false, so it won't run into this. Now we will update our max value. Max reach will be this 3 plus 0, which will be again 3, and now our value is all max reach is also 3, so it will stay as it is 3. So that means now again I will iterate and I will come to this fourth index. Now fourth index is greater than 3, 4 is greater than 3, so that means we are not able to reach this point using all the possibilities. So that means there is no possible way to reach or to jump to the last index, so we will return false. So this was the basic working of the algorithm. So let's see how we can implement in code. So I will also share the code in the description, but I will show you the code now. So let's see. So first of all, we are given the factor of the numbers that jumps we can do. Now we will take the n, the size of the array, okay, and now like we have initialized a reachable, or you can simply write max reach. So max reach that we can get from this point. So let me change all the values. So you can see we are traversing of the array, and at every point we are checking if at any point our, let me write it. So at any point our max reach becomes less than the index. As we saw in this example, our max reach was 3 and our index was 4. That was saying that we were not able to reach to the last index, so we will return false value. Otherwise we will keep updating our max value, max reach at every index. We will update max reach with the previous max reach, comma the I that index we are on, that means we have reached here, plus 1 plus the value of that index, which will be giving us a max reach we can reach from this index. So that will be updated to accordingly. So if at any point our this for loops ends, that means there was not any there was a path possible, so that means we will return simply true. So let's see and submit the code. So I hope you understood this question actually. So yeah, you see it got accepted. Now it was like faster than 78.38% or 36% of solution. So I hope you like this video and understood the concept behind how we can use this approach to find the solution for the jump problem. Thank you for watching guys. Do subscribe this channel and like this video and share this with your friends. Thank you for watching.